Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over a pretty interesting article titled, "A Democratic Bill Allowing People to Sue Someone Over an Unintended Pregnancy Would Hold Deadbeat Dads to Account, Say Christian Conservatives." And guys, this article that's come out, this is definitely an example that you can't make this you-know-what up. Essentially, a Ohio senator has proposed legislation that if a gal gets pregnant, or actually this says a person gets pregnant, that whoever did the impregnating will owe that person $5,000, plus court fees, attorney fees, all that. Doesn't make a difference what the situation was, consensual, not consensual, whatever. That person, essentially the guy, is on the hook for $5,000. Right, crazy. And here's the deal, guys. What are the flaws in this idea, right? Another strike against guys here. What are the flaws? Because last time I checked, there are gals out there that will intentionally get pregnant. God forbid. Who would have thought? Because it does happen. Intentionally get pregnant, and then that guy, that unsuspecting guy who didn't know, who believed that she was on birth control, or didn't pay attention to, didn't think to dispose of his protection or whatever, is now on the hook. And by the way, with this whole $5,000 thing, last time I checked, if I'm not mistaken, that when we gets pregnant, the guy, if that's his child, can be on the hook for child support for 18 years. So now they got to throw another $5,000 there. And I might add, it takes two to tango. Okay? So why should he have to pay? If anything, she should pay something too. But no. It's the guy who has to pay. Now, I'm going to say this. The odds of this thing passing is probably very low. But it's still interesting to hear these ideas that come about. And by the way, you click on the link to the article, you'll see the senator that proposes, the state senator from Ohio. She looks like she's not even 30 years old. And it doesn't surprise me. But anyhow, guys, I'm going to read this article. It's not very long, and I'll point some of these things out along the way. So it starts off, it says here, an Ohio Democrat has proposed legislation allowing pregnant people to sue the person who impregnated them, regardless of whether the sex in question was consensual or not. Senator Tina Maharath, however the hell you pronounce that, has proposed the bill in light of the U.S. Supreme Court repealing Roe v. Wade, which triggered a bill in Ohio that bans abortions after 6 weeks. The bill would allow any person may bring a civil action against another person who either causes the person to have an unintended pregnancy, regardless of the circumstances. They're really overdoing it with the person thing going here. Way to be politically correct, or politically stupid, or aids or abets any other person in causing the person to have an unintended pregnancy, regardless of the circumstances. In a statement, Maharath said, regardless of the circumstances, I felt it was important to have the vague language due to the fact that abortion is now banned here in the state of Ohio. Notice she wrote felt. Not I think. I felt. You know, I can't tell you how many boneheaded ideas have come about and become law because somebody felt a certain way. Not because they thought it through, because of how they felt. And I've noticed that people that tend to vote a certain way tend to stick to the way they feel as opposed to what they think. Anyway, try not to get too political here because that always strikes up a lot of drama. So the bill would allow a person who caused a pregnancy to pay damages of not less than $5,000 as well as court costs and attorney fees. Oh, that's nice. Maharath's bill is yet to be heard by the Senate committee, while Republican lawmakers have said they are pushing a total ban on that procedure when the sessions resumes in November. The average cost of giving birth in our state is over $15,000 and can rise substantially if there are any complications. Too often this cost is solely the mother's to bear, especially in the case of an unintended pregnancy. However, the father shares equal responsibility for the pregnancy and it's only right that he pays equally for it, she said. Well, again, last time I checked, it takes two to tango. Okay, so why is all the blame being pointed at the father? Now, I'm not going to deny that there aren't as they describe here, deadbeat dads out there. Okay, sure, of course. And guys that are scumbags and all that. But still, guess what? There are a lot of scumbags that are gals out there too. And that deliberately get pregnant. They decide, you know what? I'm at a point in my life, I want to have a child. I had a girlfriend whose sister got to a point in her life that she wanted to have kids, but she wasn't married. So what'd she do? I kid you not, guys. Hand to God, she was waiting for that time of the month where she was fertile and went out one weekend and literally hooked up with 3 or 4 different dudes that she met in bars and clubs. And just almost like a cat who hooks up with every cat in the neighborhood and gets pregnant, so did she. And there you go. She was ready at that time of her life, had no husband, and there you go. And guess what? That dude eventually had to pay. I kid you not. So there are gals out there who will do this on purpose. And that guy now has to pay, aside from the eventual child support, $5,000 because it's his fault. Or how about the guys that were told, oh, I'm on the pill, or something like that. Or finds out that holes are poked in the condoms, or other techniques used to get one pregnant, okay? So it isn't just the guys that are at fault here. This is ridiculous. But again, but in this world where the courts, the deck is stacked against guys, the courts are in the favor of the gals, guys have to be aware of this. Now again, like I said, I don't think this is going to be passed and become law, but you never know. But it's important to know that people have this idea how things ought to be, how they feel things should be, and try to make it into law. This is why I tell you guys so many times, for you guys that date and hook up and everything, you got to be careful. You got to always wear protection. I don't care how better it will feel without the protection. I don't care what she says. I don't care if she's been your girlfriend for 5 years and she's the sweetest, kindest girl in the world and she says she's on taking the pill. You still wear that protection. And when you're done your deed, you dispose of that protection. Because believe me, I've heard plenty of stories. I've done stories and articles on this channel before about these types of things. The baby trapping. So you got to be careful. But amazing, we're the bad guys here. It's nonsense. She said, and this is the quote of the lady, she said, this is why I introduced Senate Bill 262, which will allow women to sue for damages an individual who causes an unintended pregnancy. I urge the Senate Judiciary Committee to pass SB 262. The bill has gained support from conservative Christians. Aaron Baer, president of Ohio Center for Christian Virtue, announced his support for Bill 262, saying it will tackle the hookup culture and hold deadbeat dads to account. Yeah, good luck in today's Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0 world that this is going to impact the hookup culture. Yeah, right. And deadbeat dads, yeah, like I said, there are definitely ones out there that are deadbeat, sure. But there are plenty that are good guys that got suckered and taken advantage of by these gals, knew exactly what they were doing, were equally partaking in the rolling in the hay, but the guy has to pay? Please. Ohio Right to Life President Mike Gondicus was withering in his response to the proposed bill. He called it a gimmick with a 0% chance of passing, reported the Columbus Dispatch. So there you go, guys. This wasn't long. Normally my things are a lot longer, but that was sent over to me by a subscriber. You know who you are, but you didn't leave your name. But that'd be a good one to show you. And again, you can't make this up. And not that I don't think this is going to pass. Maybe it will, who the hell knows, because you never say never. But just the idea that's out there. These ideas that are proposed by these politicians, and of course, make the guys out to be the bad guys. It's ridiculous. So, once again, it goes to show why I do what I do, why I do these articles, why I do these stories, all this, to help guys out. And you got to be more aware of these things, protect yourself and all that. But if there's an overwhelming theme to this story is, these things is, you got to protect yourself, okay? And unfortunately, until things change, guys are eventually, it's always, we got to pay. It's ridiculous. So wear that protection, guys, and dispose of that protection. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Any of you guys watching from Ohio, let me know what you think about this. Let's hear a little bit more in the comment section about this. Or anybody in another state where maybe something like this is being proposed. I'd like to hear about that. Let me hear about it in the comment section, or if you see an article, send it to me. And also, guys, if you come across a really good story you'd like to share, personal story, something you've gone through, experienced, whatever, the crazy type of stories that you like that I usually do on this channel, by all means, email it to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Just make sure that you write it out really well, make it easy for me, I'll definitely cover it down the road, because a lot of guys send me their stories, and it's a big mess, and I can't do it. I get too many in every day, so you got to make it really easy for me to read. And this also includes good articles. Definitely make sure you include the link. Guys will send me stuff and they'll ask us, check this out. And it's like, check what out? There's no link. Make sure you send me the link, and if it's a good one, I'll definitely cover it down the road. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.